That'd be the only time where I'm hoping for a small dick, bro. Like, so that it's like
micro.
It's like
wait. Normally, you're looking for a big dick, is what you're saying?
It's shut up. It's it'll be because then
the
it'll
only
be like
time I'm
Dan
looking for a
Aykroyd.
small dick. Every other time, give me down big ass dick. That's what my man said right quick.
And here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Everyone, welcome to episode 161 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
So what?
On the other end is...
And that fool Blazer, Ramon.
And guess who's back? We will forever be...
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
Johnny, we missed you last week, bro. What the hell?
Yeah, sometimes I gotta step away, let you guys do your thing, get a little, independent, a little creative, right?
He wants us to miss him.
Yeah.
He's like, just remember, just get a little taste, and then he snatches it away for a week or two.
As long as y'all know how to tell the news, I think I'm pretty not necessary.
I mean, we did the news,
Well,
all right? It was okay.
Yeah.
I think people already know, Wack and Dave is going to be here. It's going to be either short news or it's going to be like a BS, like Wack doesn't know anything that he's bringing up right now. So they're just going to end up changing the conversation. Like people know.
Right.
Listeners know. But we do all right. All right.
Yeah. Still good
Handle
times.
Handle it.
Do you have a good time? You have a good time with the family?
Yeah, it was good. Better than I expected, honestly. I went into it thinking it was going to be, the first of many boring family vacations now that I have a child and can't just get wasted all day long.
Be boring, he said.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, this is what the next life is.
At least till she goes to college or something, and you can start getting crunk again. So
and
yeah,
then
next
I'll get
20
wasted.
years.
But no, it was good. It was good. It was, I'm pretty sure I never got drunk like I used to. Like never really got wasted. But I had at least one good, like kind of. We had like a as typical, we split the cost on some private cook chef team coming in and making us food for a night.
Baller chef.
And that was pretty dope. The food quality was great. I'm trying to remember right now what exactly did he make. But I remember it being good. It was part food lesson and part actual eating.
That.
So yeah,
Like, yo, just cook my food.
Yeah, so there was a part of it I was
like,
all right, well, I will, because they only set up 3 stations for each of the things that they taught us how to make. So, some of the parts I was just like, nah, I'll let y'all play around with that. And other parts I was like, yeah, I'll fuck around with that. And didn't seem like it was too crazy to do. But also a part of it was drinks. And so this is why this is the night that I kind of got nice. As we were making, the first one was a espresso martini, which I'd never, it seems pretty simple, but I just hadn't made myself yet. So that was cool. And then we did some kind of like coconut, tropical type martini as well. But if you know anything about martinis, they're 90% vodka. So I had more than a couple of those. And by that time it was later in the evening, babies had fallen asleep. So chug a lug, baby. Chug a lug. Yeah.
Yeah. If it helps you feel any better, you just get to a point. It's not forever. You get to a point where you're just like, I know where my limit is. And the kid's a little bit older, as long as I can like
keep pushing it just a little bit.
It's just like I'll sneak a shot here.
Right.
And like, and just like keep a nice buzz, never just get wasted.
Right.
But your days of shrooming, on vacation is unfortunately
Probably not going to
over.
happen for a while.
That's what I was waiting for. I was like, if there were no hallucinogenics, then he didn't go too hard.
No, yeah.
That's a Johnny vacation.
It was
Really
talked
have a good
about,
time.
but we
It was
decided
tough.
not to go with it.
Maybe just a couple of pieces of like a mushroom chocolate bar. Just keep it.
You know, my boy Sammy, he had put me onto these shroom gummies that he got from some spot in California, and they I think California, but they were they're like ranged, weighted, I guess. Like it's like 1 to 3 for a light buzz, 3 to 5 for
Nice.
standard, and then like 5 to 10 for
If you
God
passing
mode
away.
or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's I don't think he's gone all the way through 10 plus or whatever, but I think he's gone at least like 7 of them.
Damn.
And he said that that's more like a standard, like 3.5.
Wow.
But it doesn't last nearly as long. You take 3.5 grams of regular shrooms, you're probably tripping for like 6 hours or so.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
He said this probably lasts like 2 hours or so. So I was like, oh, okay.
More responsible.
I'll
You
be
could
down
be
for
Yeah,
that
a little more
before the kid
responsible.
wakes
So
up.
I was like, maybe, we get some shroom gummies. Instead of doing 7, we just do like 3 or 4, and we get a little light
silly.
trip for an
Giggly.
hour and a half or 2. Yeah, nice and giggly. We'd be good.
I like that.
Yeah. I need a plan a trip with you to the cabin, and maybe something like that can
Facts.
happen, because I need one of those. I need something. I just need
Yeah.
some sort of fun trip.
Yeah, a
man.
little
Like,
decompress.
Yeah.
Hallucinogenics
Yeah,
have a way of like resetting you almost. I know that sounds weird,
True.
but at least for me in my experience, it's I don't even know, but I feel like I have to do it every at least 5 years or so just to kind of like reboot myself almost. And you won't really understand that until you try it at some point, if you do, but it's not like a weird spiritual rebirth or anything crazy like that. It's just like, I don't know. You have to do it and let me know if that rings any bells next time, because that's always how I feel. I feel like I'm due actually now that we're talking about it.
Yeah, I might actually just skip all that and just do acid.
Hey,
That'll
that'll do
why
the
not?
same. That's always how I haven't done shrooms in a long time. It's always acid. So
Yeah, no, I've said it before. I've never done either one of those. So
we don't have any
Let's start
cops
with
listening.
shrooms.
Relax.
no, I'm saying I'm just saying. Like let me probably start with mushrooms and then see how I
Work your
handle
way up to the ayahuasca.
Yeah. Some
Be
DMT.
living
Yeah.
with a shaman.
Yeah,
in
open
South
my
America.
third eye.
Like walks on a
Word, right?
journey. We're gonna be me and Johnny doing the podcast for a couple months while you
Right.
find
Yeah.
yourself.
I don't know what the hell happened. We all did it together and received a phone call the next day when I saw him missing. He was on a plane.
Yeah. We'd make it work.
On a plane
was in
on his
Thailand.
way to Tibet. Craziness, but I don't know. I was talking to our boy Don, and he was explaining an experience he had, and that was the first time I talked to somebody, and I was like, huh, okay, like I may be open to this. I just need to be around someone who knows what the hell they're doing
Right.
and can talk me through some shit.
Guide.
That's
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
That's how they do it, honestly, like for medicinal purposes. And I told you guys about that doc a long time ago that I watched where the people, had terminal illnesses and they were dying and they were using this as like therapy. And they would have a doctor, a nurse, an RN, someone that would just sit there in this room with them and they'd be in a hospital bed. And I don't think you need to be that crazy, but like you said, somebody that just knows it, can talk you, if you get nervous, because you'll be anxious for sure. I still get anxious when I eat that shit, so it's not like that ever goes away. But like, yeah, to have someone there is nice. You definitely don't want to just be bored one day and pop some shrooms by yourself, because that'd probably be odd the first time. But after, when you're more experienced.
Yeah, when you're experienced, I'm sure you could do it that way. I don't think I
was
would
listening
enjoy that though.
I was listening to Rogan, and he was talking about how there are some places where they have controlled experiences like that. And pretty much, you're like in like a hospital kind of setting, and they just do it. I think it's in another country. It wasn't even in the U.S., but that was how they treated certain things, and they would just have you tripping, but everything is monitored, and they can, everything is very, very calculated, so they know exactly how much you're getting, and
Right.
And
It's
you're
all
constantly being watched. So that would be amazing. But first steps first. Maybe I'll pop a gummy tonight.
Word.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I've heard there's a lot of research recently and a lot of talk about the ketamine in that same space, especially as an antidepressant. And people are getting like, well, most folks, I would say that at least most folks that I hear about, say that it's been very beneficial. I did see one person that I can't remember if it was YouTube or Twitter, but they were like, "This is my journey," and they were like, "Do I feel better? Yes. Is it the mind-blowing thing that people made it seem like I was gonna do this for 4 or 5 sessions and be a changed person? Nah, I'm not really a changed person. Is my depression completely gone? No, but I do feel better." So, so they were, still positive, but very realistic about it. It's not a miracle the way a lot of folks talk about it. But that's something that I never would have thought would be talked about in in a positive light, is the good old Special K.
Yeah.
But hey,
I don't know.
Here we are.
I've never been one to like look at drugs, especially like psychedelics and shit like that, in a positive light. I'm always like, I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm not.
It's gonna be
I
Fritz
can't
the
do that.
Cats
So
over here.
right. So I'm but I'm definitely down for some shrooms, especially like now. As long as I'm good, I'm with good people,
Right.
and I don't have anything to worry about. I think I'll have a good experience, and maybe I'll have one of those experiences that makes me look at life just a little bit differently. Not necessarily like, oh, this is life altering, life changing.
Sure.
Just like,
Sure.
but sometimes it's depending on your experience, it could just be looking at life at a different perspective, and from there you're just a little bit more understanding of certain things or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
that's
Yeah.
pretty accurate
So-
for never having done hallucinogens.
The jump start,
Right.
like Dave said.
Yeah.
Reboot.
Yeah. I'm down for that. I'm down for a reboot.
Facts.
All right. Speaking of reboots, I don't know if this is a good segue, but let's get some questions in.
That's not a terrible segue. Oh, man.
Speaking of reboots, let's do something that has nothing to do with rebooting.
If we were going into Hollywood and like a movie was getting rebooted, that would have been fucking money.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I'll stumble into the questions here after that lovely.
Reboot our question segment.
All right, guys. First question. Which TV lead actor not transitioning into being a movie star kind of surprised you? So that star quality on the small screen, but maybe it didn't really transition to the big screen. Maybe they didn't have a chance. Who knows?
Yeah, this was submitted and they gave an example, but the only one that I can think of would be my answer, so I'm going to give it anyway.
Let's hear it.
Was Charlie Hunnam. I thought that after Sons of Anarchy and his role of Jax Teller being so big, I thought he was gonna be the next big movie star. And I mean, he's still doing movies, and he doesn't have a shitty career or anything like that.
Yeah.
but I thought I saw. I thought I saw him doing way more in his career than what he has been since Sons of Anarchy ended.
Yeah, always like bit roles, and I think he did that one. I don't know. It was like a King Henry movie, some sort of British knight or something.
He did
it just
Pacific
like it was
Rim.
like.
Yeah, he did Pacific Rim. Most recently,
tight.
and
I like Pacific Rim.
I haven't caught it, but it looks good. Most recently, he had that show on Apple TV Plus.
I haven't caught that either.
You know what? I started, and it was like a late night. I probably shouldn't have started. Seemed like it was good, but I wouldn't be able to.
Still fell off.
Yeah.
Word. Do y'all have anybody you can think of?
I'm thinking honestly, and I know he had passed away, but James Gandolfini had a really dope run on The Sopranos. I'm pretty sure he won a whole bunch of Emmys. I mean, if you watch The Sopranos, you saw like his range and his skill, and I mean, he did movies from time to time, but like he was never really the star of any movies, and I felt like he had that presence. I mean, just listening to his Sopranos co-stars talk about, his charm and his charisma and, just how awesome of a guy he was, I feel like he should have been able to shine in some of the movies. And he was always good in movies. It's not like he did shitty in movies. It's not like his movies did shitty. He could have been, he could have pulled in some Oscars. And like I said, his time was cut short after he passed away from that heart attack. But I mean, he still had a decent chunk of time where, he could have definitely, I feel like, made more of an impact on the big screen.
Yeah. It didn't really look like he was going to be making anything huge prior to his death.
And maybe he didn't even want to. Like, I don't know necessarily the reasoning. Maybe he was enjoying what he was doing and living his life because, he had family and shit. He was always just a New York dude. You'd see him helping shovel people's cars out in the winter and shit. Like, that's just Jim, they would say. They always called him Jim. But, yeah, I feel like that I would have to go with James Gandolfini.
That's a good one.
Johnny, I'll let you go. I do have one other one just because that other one
long as
was
it's not
used
Johnny's.
as an example, so I didn't want to. I wanted to come up with a different one. So, but go ahead, Johnny. What do you have anybody in mind?
The only one that comes to mind, and you might push back on it, but I have my statements. I'm gonna go with Jim from The Office, John Krasinski. He was huge on probably one of the biggest comedy TV shows of all time. And didn't really pan out too much as far as the film industry came towards. Now, he did direct and star in Quiet Place.
Quiet
Yep.
Place.
But then, Quiet Place 2, because of where the story was, spoiler alert, he wasn't really in Quiet Place 2.
Yeah.
More the direction. Pretty sure he's not going to be in Quiet Place 3, I don't think, unless
that'd be weird.
all prequel.
Yeah.
But
I want to say Quiet Place 3 is the prequel, like of when it broke out or something.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think.
He's, had a great career on the what is it, the Jack Ryan series, right? So he going back to television, he does really great. But on the film side, I can't think of anything else that he's done big. Yeah, a lot of bit parts.
Yeah.
Or indie flicks. Again, I will just repeat that I didn't really care. I didn't like him that much as Reed Richards. And, for those few moments that he was in, he looked great.
Right. Yeah.
Perfectly looked the part.
But he sounded like Jim.
But he sounded like Jim. He acted like Jack Ryan. Like, it was just...
it was very confusing. I was very confused by it.
It wasn't the vibe I wanted out of Reed Richards for some reason, and for that reason, I think he's still he can get there, but it never panned out.
Yeah. The person I was thinking of, I guess honorary mention is Charlie Cox.
Oh,
I feel like
There's still time for him.
There's still very much time for him, but even like his dope performance prior to Daredevil in Boardwalk Empire was dope. He's had some small roles, mainly TV. He recently had a Netflix show that looked good. I've been meaning to check out. But I don't really see anything crazy outside of the MCU. Like he was longing to come back as Daredevil because he's not really doing much. You know what I mean? So, and I think he's just a dope actor. He's great, I think, at what he does. He has the physicality, he has the acting chops, and really just not taking off like that. But
what about Andrew Lincoln?
Like you said, that could be Andrew Lincoln.
Rick Grimes from Walking Dead. I feel like he's a very, very good actor, and I know he's been in a couple things, and I don't
John
really.
Barenthal took that.
That's what got me there, because you said Daredevil, and then I thought Punisher, and John Barenthal is definitely another one. Always bit parts in movies, and then the John Barenthal got me to Andrew Lincoln, because I feel like Andrew Lincoln really has some good chops and some good range, and I could see him carrying a movie if it was the right part and everything was how it should be for him. I feel like he's got some skills there.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at his IMDb, and there's nothing.
No.
But even John Barenthal, though, I feel like he has a pretty good career. He's not
He's a Wolf of Wall
A-list
Street
actor,
right?
But he gets all these dope little parts, and he's had some starring roles too. Yeah. So he's definitely a name that's still up there in comparison to all the people we've been talking about.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you do a Scorsese, you're kind of on the map at least, if not off to the side for sure.
Oh, facts. Yeah. And honestly, Barenthal, I love what he does.
Great dude.
But he's,
even like outside of acting, like he's just a really, really awesome fucking dude. I would kill to have a beer with that dude.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like his acting chops, I think pretty much the same character in every movie. Sometimes it's just people just gravitate to the person you are more than your acting chops. But
yeah.
I'd love to have a beer with him too. Seems like a dope dude.
Fucking A. This podcast is tight.
Yeah, I've seen. I saw the Shia LaBeouf episode, and I've seen he's had a few other people on there that I got to check out too. So, just
in due time.
He has the Asylum podcast just higher up.
Word.
All right, what's next, bro?
Number 2, which famous actor's career path do you respect and wouldn't mind following if you were an actor?
Which famous actor's career path? I have to think on that one. Do you have somebody in mind?
You lead.
Honestly, I was thinking I like the way De Niro did it. Even though he's, recently had a bunch of stinkers, like he came up with Scorsese and what was it, Mean Streets was, I think one of the first movies that he did. Not the most well-known Scorsese, but he did Raging Bull, Goodfellas. Like he established himself with one actor. Like they were obviously tight. They had a connection. They were doing material that, they both fucked with. And then he kind of ventured off of that Scorsese path and sort of did more things that he wanted. Obviously he was, Godfather 2 he was in, so he sort of stuck to the mob roles. But I don't know, I always felt like he got a lot of respect for his acting, and sort of I think he got to the point where he was doing whatever the fuck he wanted. Like even if it wasn't the best, like, you know, you're not gonna win an Oscar every year until you're fucking 80. But I think his path coming up with sort of one director and, you know, them doing their thing and fucking killing it on these, you know, lower budget pictures. Yeah, I kind of fucked with that path.
For me, I'd have to say honestly, Jonah Hill. I liked his career path because he was part of that comedy crew.
The Apatow crew.
Yeah, the Judd Apatow crew. You know, very small roles in that, other than like Superbad.
Yeah.
And then even with that launching his career, when you look at people who come from that path, they tend to stick to the comedy. Whereas, yes, he does a lot of comedy, but he also ventured out, went the serious route. Even he got the Oscar, right? He's an Academy Award winner.
Did he win an Oscar?
I thought he did for
Wolf of Wall Street?
For Moneyball.
Oh, Moneyball? I don't remember that.
Looks like Johnny's looking it up, but yeah, I believe he did.
I liked Moneyball. Moneyball was great.
Word
nomination.
A nom,
you got a nomination?
A nom is still impressive.
I can't remember if he. Either way, I thought he won, but either way, just to be like even nominated coming from where he did is crazy. Yeah. And taking a big cut in pay to be in the Scorsese movies.
Yeah, I mean that's a no-brainer.
You know, it's a no-brainer, but he really showed his ass on that.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like he didn't just take the pay cut to be in the movie. He showed that he has the chops to be up there with Brad Pitt and hold his own and be up there with Leo DiCaprio and fucking literally share a lot of screen time, and not only that, but shine in front of Leo DiCaprio, you know? So I respect his career path. And nowadays, you know, he just seems like he's just taking on the roles that he wants. He just kind of like plays his own thing. He has his own thing.
That's what you can do.
I respect it. I respect it.
Once you establish yourself and hold it down for as long as he has.
Right. And even like You People wasn't like amazing. It was funny.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know, you got to think about it too. Like he's on screen with Eddie Murphy. Right. He's up there with the best.
Holding his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holding his own for sure. So I respect that for sure.
What do you got, Johnny?
I got nobody. I'm just gonna pull like a
like,
actor
I don't respect any of these
I think
motherfuckers.
Kind of came out of nowhere, and I think is still doing his thing right now. Is Harrison Ford?
Oh, yeah.
If I recall correctly, I think I saw this recently that he was like a carpenter on set before he starred in his first Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
Nice.
And just continued moving on. I think he's you know, he had a couple bum flicks that I saw trailers for recently, but you know, he directed stuff. He had some really big things, and you know, he's still fucking going at 80 plus years old, still doing TV shows and movies. He's got the Indiana Jones coming out soon. He's got that Shrinking that he's like, you
murdering,
leaning into his curmudgeon old man character.
Yeah.
And I counted him out before I saw Shrinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you know, it's even when I saw the trailers for Shrinking, I'm like, here we go. Harrison Ford, he's going to be this curmudgeon dude, just angry as usual. And he's very, even though that is the character, he's very very likable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure,
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Like an old uncle or a grandpa that you just is
Right, right.
you love, but he's the
Yeah.
dick still. Like that's
Yeah.
that
That's what I'm
happens
saying. He leaned into it, and,
For
and
sure.
I love it.
for sure.
Word.
So yeah, I'm just gonna go with H Ford there. Good old Harry.
I respect
Honorable mention. I know you talked about DiCaprio, but like I just recently saw like a commercial of him from the 80s, when he first started. And then I remember he did like bit parts on 80s sitcoms. And I mean, that's a dude right there who fucking just literally
He was in
clawed his
Silver
way.
Spoons, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Silver Spoons.
Yeah.
And I mean,
No. Oh wait, he was in Silver Spoons and he was in
No,
was
it
it
wasn't
another
Silver
one?
Spoons. It was
Cosby
Growing
Show?
Pains, right?
Oh, was it Growing?
Growing
Maybe it was
Pains.
Growing
There we go.
Pains. Yeah.
Growing Pains. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Charles in Charge.
Hey, that show fucked too.
Could have been. It was all same time frame.
Yeah.
Right.
Clawed his way up. Titanic. And then, just banger roll after banger roll, finally getting an Oscar for The Revenant and just, bringing it. Like, we got what's that movie
career.
that's coming out this year that's Scorsese, The Flower Moon?
Oh,
something of the
Killers of the Flower Moon.
yeah.
3.5 hours long. I just read, dude, like it's going to be insanely long. But it's going to
and we're gonna watch every fucking movie of it.
100%.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Big. I'm talking about like huge honorable mention. Frank Grillo.
For sure. Starting off
100.
on the F list and working his way up to the D list. Absolutely bringing it.
Did he make it to D?
He's like on a C minus.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, yeah,
D,
C
D
minus.
plus.
He just pulled a role in the DCU.
Yeah.
Did. That's his come up
Yep.
here. Now it's all caviar and Vegas trips for Frank Grillo.
Yep. Oh yeah.
He's
Frank
the one
Grillo.
that we recently saw a clip of him saying some like semi-racist shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. For sure. But you know how James Gunn is. He don't give a fuck. He wouldn't even be here if we gave a fuck about that shit.
Word.
And
I
Gun
still
We
remember
Trust.
that episode.
Oh, that's still one of my favorites, bro. The James Gunn tweets episode. Like, I think about that like once a month and just laugh at how wild that was. That was perfect. It was such a
It's
good.
like, oh, how bad could it be? Whatever. We start reading them like, oh shit, that was pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
And then you said that wild shit. That sounded like a James Gunn tweet. That's really what I remember. Is that just we couldn't have scripted that any more perfect if we wrote that episode out.
Oh man, yeah. For those of you who don't understand, it's been a long running joke that for some reason that I love Frank Grillo, like his movies and all that shit, and I'm a big Frank Grillo
Huge
fan.
Frank Grillo fan.
Huge.
Oh, biggest. Yep. Oh, great times.
Bigly.
Can't wait for everything that Frank Grillo does. What was the one he did with Nick Cage? Jiu-Jitsu,
Oh, I couldn't even tell you, son.
Jiu-Jitsu ninjas or some stupid
That sounds
Oh my
that
God.
sounds right. Yeah.
Oh, now I gotta look that one up.
Frank
Yeah,
Grillo
yeah,
and
yeah.
Nick Cage.
Yeah, it's before he got his
Jiu-Jitsu. That's the name of the movie.
Oh, it's just jujitsu, right? Oh no, you gotta read
Tony
the.
Jaa.
And Tony Jaa.
Tony
Jeez.
Jaa.
Yeah, he's in
Every
that
6
too.
years, an ancient order of jiu-jitsu fighters joins forces to battle a vicious race of alien invaders.
That kind of
But
sounds
when
like
a
Mortal
celebrated war
Kombat.
hero goes down in defeat, the fate of the planet and mankind hangs in the balance. Okay.
Oh man, yeah, yep.
Jiu-jitsu.
I mean,
jiu-jitsu fighters against aliens.
We should get that on the Plex.
yo, we need to watch. That's one we need to watch for sure. We need to watch together because I saw the trailer for that, and oh my god, it's like
It's fucked.
that is what we
Oh.
call cinema.
That is cinema.
That's going to be an insensitive movie club flick right there.
Word. See, but he does that, and then he does like Lamborghini, where he plays
Right.
the inventor, the creator of Lamborghini. Like, I don't know how he pulls those type of roles. I don't know if that movie is amazing, but definitely I think it's higher class than jiu-jitsu.
Yes. It looked watchable from the
It didn't
trailer.
look bad, right? It looked.
Yeah.
It did. I'm not gonna watch it, but it looked watchable.
I mean, if
for
I
sure.
saw that stupid House of Gucci, I'd give this a shot.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, I never wasted my time on House of Gucci.
Yeah, I have no idea why, but I definitely saw that.
Big Adam Driver.
Yeah,
fan.
Lady Gaga is not on the top tier list for me. I feel like she's hit or miss. But if she's on there, I have to question whether or not I have to watch this.
So
movie.
Joker
But
Joker
she's gonna
2
be on the
is-
Joker,
is,
so and I
is
have
up
to
in
watch
the air
that.
for you.
Nope, Joker is already that's
It's already goated. You already goated
That's one.
Joker 2.
I didn't goat it, but it's already an automatic. Like I have to go watch that.
Okay.
fair.
And I'm hoping for the best.
We
on
all
that
are.
one. Yeah. Only because the first movie I didn't know what the hell to expect, and we were kind of excited, but everything was up in the air, and then it fucked. And I'm hoping that this is the same. The same result.
Word.
Speaking of Adam Driver, I saw 65. I know we're still in questions,
did.
but might as well.
And you enjoyed that. It was like Turok, the movie, right?
No, it was kind of actually.
Okay.
It was interesting. It was the movie was good, but it was just the premise was interesting. I thought I thought it was gonna be like any other movie where they're on a space travel, crash land on a planet, but the big kicker, and it's nothing that I'm spoiling because it's
in the
right
trailer,
in the
yeah.
beginning. Yeah. That he crash lands on Earth, but it was like 65 million years ago, like from what we know now. So like humans have been just like evolving through the universe for millions of years somehow. So now he's trying to just survive, trying to get off the fucking planet.
Sounds wild.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I definitely want to give it a shot. I saw the trailer a couple of times, and I'm like, I want to watch this, but every time I have the opportunity, it's like later at night, and I feel like I'll pass out before I give it the real.
This was watching sections within
Gotcha.
a couple of days.
Okay.
A few days.
No doubt.
So, because the same thing, like, it's not something that I would have convinced my girl to watch,
Right.
really. I could have possibly. It's like I'm doing this on my own, and I'm watching it when I have the time
Gotcha.
and bits and pieces.
That tracks.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. All right, what's the last question?
All right. Would you rather knowingly eat a poison ivy salad or have your nose permanently replaced by an erect penis?
Ooh.
Wait, what? Okay.
Erect penis, poison ivy salad. So what is a poison ivy salad? That's what we got to think about. What is it going to do to your insides? Do you get itchy on the inside? Like, is that a real problem? Can you just take medicine and then you're good? Because we're talking about permanently having a hard dick on your face.
On your nose. Yeah.
And I don't even know, is that your only dick? Like, is that the dick you're using?
Oh.
That wasn't even in the question. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that. I'm going to assume it's not. I'm hoping I have a regular dick, my own dick, downstairs.
How is it worded again? Or have your nose replaced by a permanent.
Or have your nose permanently replaced by an erect penis.
Okay. This is by an erect penis. So I'm gonna.
Yes, not
I'm
your.
gonna agree with you. Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of how I read it.
Because
I'm
it
gonna
goes
go
for
with
ladies as well.
Dude, I'm gonna go with an erect penis on my nose.
Whoa.
So then you would use it. You always have an erect penis for pleasure in the ladies.
Double
I see where
dicking.
you're going with this.
Double dicking.
Yeah. Yep.
You get too drunk. You
No,
always got
I'm
the
You
just
nose
could be
dick.
the in between on a train. You could have two girls train you.
Every guy's dream.
So
Yeah, I want to hear this.
no. It's not about that. It's more so of the because what I'm reading.
Oh.
What could happen if you
consume
ingest poison ivy.
What could happen?
Yeah, in any way.
Yeah.
It says if it's burned and the smoke is inhaled, a rash will appear on the lining of your lungs, and that's just like accident. Like if you were to inhale the smoke.
Jesus.
This is just with like a
causing
balsamic vinaigrette we're eating it with. It's not.
This says causing extreme pain and possibly fatal breathing problems. So that's just breathing it in if it would burn. Eating it, it says the digestive tract, airway, kidneys, or other organs can all be damaged.
Ooh.
Is it permanent damage? Is it permanent damage though? Or like, can I recover? I'm still relatively young and healthy.
Can I
feel like
follow it up with a Pepto-Bismol chaser?
Yeah, I mean stomach acid, dude. Like I feel like stomach acid should be murder and fucking everything. I don't know, but like the esophagus is what I would worry about. You get the itchy.
But then those gaseous fumes that Wak just mentioned would rise.
Ooh, is that where we were going with that? Does
It
that
says
count?
it says in some cases it can be fatal if ingested.
In that case,
Is it like a side salad?
Yeah,
or
that's
is it
why I'm like,
is it like the
call me
big
Johnny
salad?
Dong Nose.
yeah, that's why I'm like, I'll take my chances with a dick for a nose.
You should think your
and-
pictures, any picture you take, your wedding picture, you're gonna be sitting there just hard dick nose like that's Wak. Just it's going straight up. It's so hard. It's like one of those straight up bones. That's not even just like a
dude.
90-degree angle. It's like a
No, it's a straight upper.
straight upper.
Dude,
89-degree boner.
Have to figure it out. We're talk to some doctors, try to see if we can get this thing surgically removed and have a nose reconstructed or something. Like I just
Permanent. It says
It's
permanent.
It's permanent. You can't.
I
means
mean,
it's,
yeah,
you know,
I'm still.
it's attached
I would
to
have
a
the conversation
bone,
with people.
And
I wouldn't
if you
lose
cut
hope.
it, the vein, you'd bleed out. Like it's just it can't happen.
Your kids would probably grab it. It would hit them.
There are people who have
It
been,
just like brushes your kid's cheek as you're like giving them a little kiss at night, dude. That's weird, bro. I don't fuck with that. I'll take the combustion in my shit, son. I'm not rubbing my nose dick on my children.
possible
Going to kiss your mom. Hello.
instant death.
Hey,
Yeah,
Ma.
no,
Dick
I
on your
feel you.
mash it across you
Yeah.
like that? Nah. Give me that poison
yeah.
ivy. Some croutons.
I feel you.
It's going down.
That's why I had to think about it. I'm like,
You didn't think far enough.
this is possible death, like excruciating pain.
Worth it.
Like, and it says it's not just like you get a rash on your fucking stomach lining. It says there's damage to possible kidneys, like all of these other things, dude. Like that could be
Dialysis.
an excruciating few days
For sure.
that ends in death. It could be who knows.
We're
how long that
relatively
shit
young.
would
Like I
last.
said, if we were older and maybe we're 80, we got some conditions,
Speak
it's
for
probably going to
yourself.
be fatal.
I'm old.
I'm not too far behind.
I
you.
ain't
For the most part, we can bounce back fairly quickly, I think. I think we would be okay. We don't have any autoimmune diseases. We have a little lactose intolerance, but that's it. That's it.
No,
Oh my god.
I think I'm still gonna have to go with Dick Nose.
In some cases, poison ivy causes the throat to swell so much that the airways close.
Intubate me. I'm not rubbing my nose dick on anyone. What if it was uncircumcised and you just got the skin drooping down at the end?
It's probably better that way, right? Like it's
Is it?
less
Yeah.
noticeable.
Yeah.
If it was
No,
circumcised,
wait, it's
then, like,
erect, so the
everybody-
skin's gonna be back regardless, bro. Like it doesn't matter if it's circumcised, right?
That'd be the only time where I'm hoping for a small dick, bro. Like, so that
Word.
it's like
Yeah, micro-
it's like
Wait,
Micro penis
normally
on my nose.
you're looking for a big dick, is what you're saying?
it's shut up. It's it'll be because
That's the only time I'm looking for a small dick. Every other time, give me that big ass dick. That's what my man said right quick. What we got for news, son? We should probably just move on real quick. My man's wilding over here.
Oh man, I was thinking it'd be like Dan Aykroyd in Oh, what's that movie
with Chevy Chase? The Chevy Chase.
Yeah. Nothing
But
trouble.
isn't it the judge? Doesn't
Nothing
the
but
judge
trouble,
have the?
Yeah.
That was
He
Dan.
He
You're
took
right.
off his dick for a nose. He had the dick for a nose, and it was like this small shriveled thing with the with the skin like around it because it was
That shit
circumcised.
still terrifies me. That movie. I don't.
Yeah, I actually just seen it the other day.
No
it was like
shit.
on TV.
Strange movie, bro.
And I remember, I think I brought it up on this show previously, but I remember that movie was always fucking on television when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I used to always wonder what the hell is this weird ass movie, and why is Digital Underground performing a song in the middle of
Wasn't
the
Pac
courtroom?
there? Pac was in that, wasn't he?
I can't remember if he was still part of Digital Underground at that time.
pretty
but
sure
probably.
He was in there. He was a background
Yeah.
He was a background singer. Yeah. Oh, good movie. But yeah,
shit.
that's what I would hope for if I'm gonna be getting a dick for a nose would be the little Dan Aykroyd
Little
judge.
Dan Aykroyd dick.
Dan Aykroyd dick on the
On
face.
the face. Yep.
That's what we all strive for.
Yeah.
One day. Goals.
Goals. Hashtag.
Hashtag goals.
Oh man. All right. Is that all
That
we
is
had?
all we have. Yep.
All right. So let's move on to some more serious conversation.
I'm sure.
You know what it's time for.
Yeah, only serious conversations over here on the news side of the show.
Yep, for sure.
Seriously, only serious stuff. Like the fact that another reason that I fucking hate damn Boston. Why are they trying to ban tiny bottles of booze?
What?
What's going on here? I don't understand it.
No,
But
we're
I
talking
don't-
like
I don't like it.
Mini bar bottles, right?
The
Like
little
you-
mini bar bottles,
Yeah.
the little bottles you grab, as you're leaving the liquor store.
Right, they're in the
you take
jar
on the
there.
plane with you.
Mm-hmm.
You just, toss in your
Your
drink as
soda.
you're going to the movie theater. However you want to use them. Like they're perfect drink bottles.
Why?
Was there
why would they
reasoning?
want to ban that?
What was the? Are kids getting them? Like what's happening? that
Yeah,
they
of
need
course,
to do this?
there's definitely children. We're trying to save the kids, right? There's always, they
That's
throw
always
the
such a
underage
bullshit.
drinkers in there, which is bullshit. We know that. If we, I mean, we just look at Missouri, that's, just allowing 12-year-olds to get married.
Right.
But yeah, it's all about the kids.
That's it.
Facts.
That's
stupid.
Also, Boston is just one of those places that people really. It's also filled with like really drunk folks, so they go
so
real
they
hard
they
on
gotta be
the
angry
little
about
booze
this.
bottles.
Mm-hmm. Can't imagine.
You find them all the time, apparently, on the side of the roads and parks and waterways. Let's see, in Hyde Park, a community volunteer crew collects 10,000 of them in 2 months.
Damn. Can you get a nickel for those? Are those
quite a lot.
recyclable?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't
think so
remember
either.
those
I
being
doubt
recyclable.
I doubt it.
No.
I have a whole bag here. Let me check. No, I'm just kidding. I don't
That'd be
have that
dope.
many. No. I thought those are always like very clutch.
Yeah.
I love going to the liquor store. You grab your bottle and then you grab like one or two of the ones you have.
Yeah, the things the things you want to sample. You don't want to go spend 20, 30 bills on a fucking massive bottle. You could just be like, yeah, let me fuck with a little bit of this. Fuck yeah.
Right.
Yeah. By the way,
a
no
lot-
deposit on them. It's actually a question that people say. Like if they want to address trash and litter,
Yeah.
throw a nickel on them and people will pick them up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that sucks. Just because I understand the sentiment, like why they would want to do it. If it's really that much, like we don't have that type of a problem here in New York. I've never heard of anybody having that type of trash problem where those little bottles are just literally all over the place for it to be an issue. But if that's the case, then I guess I understand. But I saw there's a TikTok page, and I think I brought it up to y'all before. It's in California, of course, because they allow so many different things. But it's like somebody that goes to, I don't know if it's a liquor store. It looks like it's a corner store.
Oh, and they got like the combo just ready to go.
Yeah, they have baggies of just like with everything needed for mixed drinks.
Oh, nice.
And you would just like pick the different baggie that has all the stuff. And then you go in there, you grab the baggie. There's a place for cups. You scoop the ice, like it has the dope ice. And then you just pour everything together, mix it up, and then you can just walk around with
sipping
with your drink. I thought that was such a dope ass idea. But you know, like we can't do that shit here. Like this isn't a walking. Yeah, I don't even think you can drink alcohol while walking around in New York. Can you?
Not in an open container. Like
no open container. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have it. That's why you have the 40s and bags and shit when you're chilling on the corner.
Yeah.
Long time. Long past time of Dave.
Yeah, my childhood.
Yeah.
That was how I grew up. Just on the
Right.
corner, 40 in a paper bag, keeping it real.
Yo, next time, I'm throwing it out there, right? Next time we're all at the cabin together. It's probably gonna be a while for.
It
Dave
might be
to
a
come
bit
out
before
here.
I make it back to the cabin.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
Right. But next time we all are there, we gotta, because I've never done it. We gotta play some Edward 40 hands.
Ooh,
It's a dangerous game,
Johnny's
my
like,
friend.
very dangerous.
I'm too old for that
Yeah,
shit.
I think I am. I don't know that I could. I mean, I remember just even as a young 21-year-old Johnny, no, I don't think I was drinking 40s at 21 either. Like young 18-year-old Johnny drinking 40s, it was hard to get through too. By the time it was at the end of that second one, I was usually puking.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Well,
of
then
beer.
we can play. Edward Deuce
Edward
hands.
Deuce. I would just
I
that
can
would
do
be
that. I
like
can fuck with
20,
that.
30 minutes, and I'd just kill it. Like I could tickle deuces so fast.
I could definitely fuck with that.
That's a more adult, tame game, and then maybe some shroom gummies after the deuce
There you go.
hands, and
There you go.
we call it a night.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, just put it at the bottom. Just dunk it into the.
Ooh,
Let 'em
at the
soak
bottom.
into the
Oh,
Kill it.
shroom infused Coronas,
There we go.
or just go old school with the OE.
Yeah, right.
I always got Coors 40s. I wasn't drinking OE, dude.
Some Saint-Ides.
That's not how I rocked up in
St.
the
Ides.
corner.
You rocking with Snoop?
Word. What else you got?
Let's see. I didn't even know this was a thing. I don't know if y'all had heard that Cameron started a TV show. So Cameron's got I think it's a YouTube show, and it's a sports show. And Cameron's like rocking a suit the whole show, which that was the first thing that made me like, what the fuck is going on here? Why is Cameron in a suit? Because there was some other controversy. He apparently said something, and people were questioning his statement. And I'm like, Cameron's in a suit on a TV show? What the fuck is going on? So yeah, Cameron started a show called It Is What It Is.
It is what it is.
He financed it all himself. It's only on YouTube for now. It's only on like episode 2 or 3. And he's already getting multi-million-dollar offers.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What is there like a premise? Like what is he?
It's a sports show.
He like just like dissects sports or like what do you?
It's like any
ESPN,
other,
is there highlights? Like Skip Bayless.
like
It's like a
a-
Skip
with
Bayless type
fucking
show.
I was
or
just
like-
gonna say it's like a Skip Bayless show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
It's him and Mace, and they have a lady co-host, Esmeralda Pinedo. I don't know who the fuck she is. Maybe she's famous or not, but I've never heard of her.
Same.
So Harlem World with Esmeralda Pinedo.
She bad? Can you have a picture of her?
I'm sure I could find something.
Esmeralda.
Does he have that grade of fucking sports takes? I don't know if I want to talk. I want to hear Cameron speak. for that long.
Someone does if he's got them offers pouring in.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it's the same thing. Drink Champs is like one of the top rated podcasts.
She cute.
And Nori sounds like an idiot.
Yeah, that's true.
She cute. She get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Word. Yeah,
Suit
it's
looks
weird
all
seeing
right.
Cameron
Looks
in
dope.
a suit.
Yeah.
Very
Probably
weird.
Mace's thing.
Double-breasted suit at that.
Yeah, right. It's like the Untouchables.
So yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into sports.
Say, you're not even
like
a
y'all
sports
like
guy,
y'all
huh?
know. But even then, it's like even if he had a podcast, I really don't care for rappers, like other than Joe Budden podcast. Like I do listen to Joe Budden podcast, but he's been doing that for like 7 years. They're like, in like 600 episodes.
Damn.
And he's worked on his speaking and all of that. Like he takes it very seriously. So I like that show, but all the other ones, like I'm not a fan of any of the other ones, like Matt Hoffa's show. Who are the other ones? The ones that are with Barstool, Gilly the Kid. Oh, $1 Million Worth of Game.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a fan of that. I'm just like, I've tried listening to them and I don't know. And I think it's falling under the same realm. They're just
I don't think I'm deep enough into the culture. That specific culture to like sweat these podcasts the way others do. Now, to be fair, when I pulled this story, I believe it was only at episode 2. I now see 9 episodes, and the numbers are not as high as those first few.
A little drop off there.
There's a little bit of a drop off. Now it varies. It must be like a guest thing, like depending on who he has on guest, because he's got some with 1 million views, others with like 21,000 views. It's like a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like episode 5 is, unless this is a clip. Oh, that might be a clip, but still, that's only 13,000 views. This is a full episode, 300,000 views. Yeah, I don't know if he's really getting all those offers or he's just talking shit.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, man. I think I forgot who I was talking to about it, but I'm a little bit of a hater when it comes to celebrities just jumping on like
the podcast game,
whether the audio, video podcast train, because it's so easy for them. They already have a following that they just jump on.
Yeah.
They'll show like, oh, we get this many numbers. Like you said, in 2 fucking episodes, he had millions of views and already getting $1 million deals on it. And it's like, it just diminishes or it makes it harder for people like us to get noticed and all that shit. So
sure.
I think it is a subconscious thing for me. Is just like, oh, another celebrity with another podcast. Like I'm good.
Yeah. No, I mean, they're
whatever,
just
man.
literally creating a new venue of revenue.
Right.
They're just
already
they
put
already
that work
had
in,
it.
right? Like they've already
Yep.
get that status. Like they've been doing their thing and grinding. ideally, I mean, depending on who it is.
I mean,
like,
there's some
dues
where
have been paid.
even with this show, with the Cameron show, like there's some, like Cameron's not necessarily relevant that much anymore. He hasn't released any music in a very long time. I think he's like he's the host of an MTV show on Paramount Plus, which is got a terrible name. It's called Hip Hop My House. I think it's like a Pimp My Ride,
I was
but
just
for your
gonna say,
house.
it sounds like Pimp My Ride, dog. That's
So he's now
bad
the
news.
exhibit of home remodeling.
just saying much.
But he financed this whole show on his own, right? Like nobody's throwing him any investment money on this. So he builds the set, he puts everything together, he hires a team of producers. So I give them a little bit of credit on that. I know the other person I was gonna mention that I'm sure Dave is a huge fan of. is Nicky Jam. Nicky Jam, big reggaeton artist.
Oh, that Nicky Jam.
But,
I was
guy.
confused with another Nicky Jam.
Exactly.
Sorry about that, guys.
But he did the same thing, like early, or not early, but rather late in the pandemic. He built out a whole studio and, started inviting all basically his friends from the industry to come on and interview them. And again, it's a decent show. He's not like the best interviewer. It's no John Barenthal, right?
Right.
But he's doing 500 plus views per episode, still releasing this show from what I could see. And because you're a star, you already have access to these people, right? So create a new revenue source, a new revenue stream. I kind of align with you. Like, man, you're just like pushing us further down the charts because you just jumped in. And of course you're going to demand a huge audience. But I like it. I give a little bit more respect when they do all the work themselves, even though they're still leveraging their already existing fame. At least they're not just, showing up to Gimlet or Spotify and being like, yo, I'm famous. What can we do to make me a radio show so that I could, get more money?
At the end of the day, nothing about Cameron. I've listened to him on podcasts and shit like that. Nothing about Cameron is making me run to go watch or listen to anything that he has to say. Like, I don't want to hear him speak. Like, I could care less. Even if it had nothing to do with a show or with sports or whatever.
Right.
It just had to do with regular conversation.
No, that's...
I don't want to hear computers puting and all that other bullshit that he would say. He dropped. Yeah,
I was never a big Dipset fan, so yeah, I agree with you.
Facts, same. I was never a big Dipset fan. So when people, even to this day, people are like, "Yo, remember that?" I don't know those words. Like one or two songs.
I was gonna say, one
Sure.
or two songs. I don't even fucking
one or two
songs.
I probably know more Jewel's songs or individual songs from them rather than full on Dipset songs. I was never a fan of Dipset. I always felt like it had very hype beats. Like the beats were dope, but I felt like they weren't really saying much. Everything was just
Hey Ma.
repetitive.
Yeah, when they did that D Block versus Dipset versus, I went in there thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe there are, like you just said, individual songs that would be hype, but I mean, they obviously, flubbed it just performing wise. But also, the more I listened, I was like, actually, they really didn't have as many hits as I thought they did.
Nah. No, they definitely didn't. And yeah, whatever. Like, sure, I guess congratulations to Cameron for making another bag.
Right.
But yeah, when it comes to rappers coming up with things where they're sharing their views and thoughts, if he has somebody, if I see a clip, I'd have to see a clip where it's a guest that's compelling enough to where with a conversation that I give.
I mean, it's going to be all athletic guests, so I don't think you're going to get.
Yeah. I'm just saying in general, like when it comes to that, like it has to be the fact that it's a sports show. I kind of like that just because, you're giving ESPN the real competition for them right there is they're competing against like ESPN,
right?
And these things. So that's dope. That's a positive, I think. I don't think that is I'm sure there are a bunch of people that are doing stuff like that, but I don't see a lot of that in the celebrity space. So I will say that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and if he's, I don't know, maybe he's killing it. Maybe their sports takes are on point. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see 1 year from now or even a few months from now if that is still going strong.
Facts. All right, some hard-hitting news, something that popped earlier today. I'm a little disappointed to hear about this. So you remember probably, I'm assuming, back in 2020, there was an election. And then the people that lost that election started claiming that there was fraud. And specifically,
I recall something like that, yeah,
a little something like that.
Yeah,
But specifically, they started saying the name Dominion, that Dominion voting machines were being hacked into and were changing the votes, or that they were doing it on purpose. And obviously, you know, we did all the searching, the research. It was never found to be the case. So anyone that wants to comment down below on how you think this was a really stolen, rigged election bullshit, feel free to do so. I challenge you to find some actual proof. And since no proof was found, Dominion decided to sue Fox News. And in that lawsuit, you know, Fox News was never able to get a settlement, so they kept moving forward. There was some discovery. We got to see that, you know, the reporters, or I wouldn't even call them reporters, the on-air personalities
there you go,
on Fox News, such as Ducker Carlson, Ducker.
Yep.
Or Bill O'Reilly at the time, and Judge Jean Pirro, all the wonderful people that they had over there. They didn't believe the bullshit that they were telling the American people. They were running scared that they were going to lose viewers to Newsmax and OAN. But we were able to see their internal emails and text messages in between each other, where the producers on Fox News were like, we did the research and this is bullshit, but we got to keep pushing it because this is what our listeners want to hear.
Yeah.
The defense that Fox News was saying is that because Trump said it, it's newsworthy, so we have to report on it. But that's not really what they were doing. They were pushing it and, you know, continuously making it seem like this is the case, that Dominion was, you know,
compromised.
And so the, you know, lawsuit kept moving forward. They went and they chose their 12 jurors and 12 alternate jurors. Seems like it's going to go to trial until the sad news that I got today, that Fox News reached a settlement with Dominion, so we'll not see Fox News run off the air. I mean, they were only being sued for like 1.4 billion, I think.
Yeah.
And I believe they have like 4 billion in cash on hand. So 787 million, not a huge deal. They'll poop that out.
They'll feel it, but that's not gonna hurt them in the long run.
Now there is another voting system that was also suing Fox News for like 2-point-something billion from Smartmatic. It's another software company that was falsely accused of manipulating the election. And so, yeah, that one is a $2.7 billion defamation lawsuit. Hopefully that one continues and doesn't settle because, I mean, I want to see them like actually not like it's not you don't want to say pay for what they did because they are paying, but it's
literally,
but it's like it's not hurtful. Right. I'm not to say that $787 million ain't gonna hurt them, but it ain't gonna break them. Right. Like I want to break them.
I want to see them embarrassed, like in court, listening to the bullshit and like seeing their faces as it's, you know, played and reread and just. I
mean, even the shit that's already come out that we got during Discovery and it was made public has done absolutely nothing to their viewership. They're still the #1 news cable channel on TV.
Yeah. Brainwashing goes deep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to say that, you know, they're pretty much the only game in that space. So, you know, the lefts get to split their time amongst 15 different media outlets, and the right really only has Fox. And if you're a Trumpster MAGA cultist, you might watch OAN or Newsmax. But outside of that, like, no wonder they're number one. Like, you're pretty much the only conservative game in town. But either way, we'll unfortunately not be able to see them suck balls in court.
One day.
Hopefully. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Rupert Murdoch pay for the bullshit he's brought upon this country and this world.
Word.
Because he's Australian, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah, so right. I'm sure he's fucks things up over there as well.
I'm sure.
So one thing that I found totally hilarious, honestly, is, hold on one second. Since we're talking about, the right and their views and everything that they do. So remember the whole Bud Light thing, Anheuser-Busch. A couple of days ago, Donald Trump Jr. was released a statement telling pretty much everybody that they need to relax on. Yeah, that they need to relax on Anheuser-Busch, right? And this is what he said on his podcast. He said, so here's the deal. Anheuser-Busch totally shit the bed with this Dylan Mulvaney thing. I'm not, though, for destroying an iconic company for something like this. Because it turns out that once he looked into it, Anheuser-Busch actually donated more to conservative politicians than it did,
of course,
to the left. So of course he's like, hey, y'all need to shut up because they actually fund us.
Of course.
So
I mean, honestly, the first time I've heard him actually just show some brains instead of be like, because I mean that makes sense. Like that's the hand that's feeding your people and shit. Like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, brains! Coming from that.
I just love.
Right, it's weird. It's
yeah.
Unheard of.
I love that everyone just jumps in on this thing because it's something so small. And I was watching something that was talking about it, and they were explaining like, it wasn't even like it was like a campaign spree. Like, if Dylan Mulvaney like went on.
Oh no.
This whole campaign,
not at all.
It's like multiple. It was one campaign. They put and they wanted to just boycott it. It's just the stupidest thing. No one did any kind of research,
and they swear that they've lost billions of dollars in market cap since Kid Rock shot those cans down, and I'm like. Is it because of that, or is it really because of the overall market conditions that are hurting them? Like, there's it's very you're just like picking this little sliver in time, and not counting the bounce back when all the other stocks went back up.
Right.
Oh, it was great, and most of the videos that I saw, they were like replacing their beer with another beer that was
another similar LGBTQ campaign.
Well, yes, either that or it was directly sold by Anheuser-Busch.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And they just didn't know. They're like, well, I'm switching to Coors.
Right.
Yeah, well, Coors is with Anheuser-Busch. Well, I'm drinking Modelo's and Coronas. Yeah, well, let me tell you. Anheuser-Busch.
Stella's owned by Anheuser, but
Stella
Artois.
too.
It's insane. It's so ignorant, but what are you gonna do? I love my beer. I don't give a fuck.
It's
Word.
just fucking drink your beer and shut the fuck up.
All right, two fun stories, and then we'll wrap up here. This one I heard last night. I think it was last night or 2 days ago, but I thought it was pretty interesting. So this dude in Oregon really pissed at his family. So decides to go to the bank, pull out all their money because he had access to the bank account, drive down the highway, and just throw the cash out the window.
Yep. There were a ton of people on the side of the road picking up money.
Picking up 20s at a time.
Y'all stopping?
Yeah.
You just see some dude throwing bread on fucking $4.90? You just pulling over,
if
scooping
I just
something
caught
up?
it, If I just caught it and I saw that it was
fat wad,
a crazy amount of bread that just flew, I will probably put myself in danger to go and like try to scoop up as much as possible. If I heard that this happened,
you're not gonna go down there.
Something
no, that's crazy.
I'm sure a lot of people did.
Sure. I mean, there were people
yeah,
looking for scraps afterward and everything. Like I get it, but like I'm saying you're driving, you see this dude just wads of cash, bro. Like I'm pulling over. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna see what's up, see what the deal is, and see if I can grab a couple something. Maybe go to Outback that night, treat myself.
Yeah, I'm not pulling over for like $40. But if I see like wads and wads, or like strip club money just flying out someone's car, and I'm like, maybe as far back as 5 cars behind, I might figure out how to do a quick Yui and get back to those areas and see what I could pick up. The funniest part about this story,
ASAP and then just run.
The funniest part about this story is that they're asked see, he didn't get charged because he didn't do anything illegal. He had access to the bank account, do whatever he wants. Yeah. But the family is asking anyone who found the money to turn it over to authorities.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
that's happening.
Exactly.
I have to go get it from Longhorn.
From Dunkin' Donuts.
I'm getting a steak and a breakfast Sammy. I don't give a fuck.
Word.
All right, and the last story, I sent this over to you guys, and I thought this was great. So there is a soccer star. He plays for PSG. That's Paris. I don't really know. I think it's Paris Saint-Germain. And his name is Achraf Hakimi. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Anyways.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, so he, very wealthy soccer player, futbolero. He, I believe he gets 12 million euros a year, so about €1 million a month. Accused of doing some kind of wild shit, so don't need to get into his necessarily personal ethics.
Neither here nor
but he's
there.
going through a divorce with his lady, and so his lady is suing for her portion, half the amount of money that she deserves for being his wife. And having to keep up the same lifestyle. I think she's like a model of some sort or something like that.
Sure, she's not just some fat schlub.
No, not at all. So she, goes and files suit, and her lawyers find out that, he actually doesn't have much money at all.
Doesn't have any money. Nice.
All the money is in his mom's name.
So is this the most brilliant shit we've ever heard?
Oh, I love it.
Is that because I mean, she's not married to the mom. You can't sue the mom for half those. What the?
Sure can.
She's fucked at that point, right? Like you're starting over from square one, or you're calling off the divorce. I bet they work it out. I bet something's gonna happen. Like, yeah, he's not so bad. Maybe I'll stay with him.
I want to know something. I want to know, how is it that she's been married to this man for however long, and she didn't notice, like, she has no access to his bank accounts, doesn't notice that he doesn't have the money in his accounts to keep this lifestyle. Like, I would imagine if I gave my mom my money, right? Everything gets direct deposit to her. It's all hers. Like, my girl would know if I'm asking her for like transfers for the money, like it.
When you're balling on the level that he is, and that she probably was making some money from modeling. Like, she probably just expected to be taken care of. I doubt she was balancing the checkbook at the end of the month, or like, you don't really know where that shit's tied. He probably had a debit card and access to the account and could do what he wanted. But when push comes to shove, and it's like, yo, who's getting this bread? It's registered to the mom. What the fuck, dude? That's fucking spectacular.
Yeah, that's genius. It's genius.
Yeah, the fact that like the house is in his mom's name,
everything.
Cars.
He has no assets to split.
All of his assets.
Probably gonna get $50 in a gas bill.
I love it.
To get your ass wherever the
80%
fuck
of
you
his
need to go.
earnings are kept in his mom's name.
Look
So
at that.
she's really
So,
going to
I
get
mean-
what, 10% of his total net worth?
20%. Yeah, she'll get 10% of his net worth. I mean, if you're making 215 grand a week, and 20% is in your name, 80% is in your mom's name. I mean, depending on what they're doing. Plus, she probably has money of her own because she's, also
Doing things, working.
doing things. Yeah, I think Dave's right. Like, you're not fucking paying attention to
The little, the fine details
the
like
fine
that.
detail. You're not looking at the paperwork.
Yeah.
But I think kind of genius.
Love it.
As long as you trust your mom like that, and you know
Right.
she's not gonna run off with your shit or hold you back from doing shit. Like, yo, mom, I really want to buy this jet. Like, I've been flying all over the place, and it's costing me too much money. I'm gonna buy this G4 or G6 or whatever the G7 number they're
Yeah,
at.
whatever they're at.
And she's
sure-
like, no, you can't do it. And now you're fucked.
Maybe that's the smart call, though. Maybe she knows better.
Agreed, maybe. But then you see her snorting
I'm
coke with
sure-
the president of Spain, and you're like,
Right.
oh, mom,
yeah,
you fucking
Mom,
up.
You fucked me. Told you to never fuck me.
Now
Mom.
I'm sure. At least I would hope, right? If this was the plan, there's an accountant involved that is handling
Hopefully,
a
yes.
lot of that.
Maybe his mom's
lot
an
of
Probably
accountant.
his idea, honestly. He probably has a baller ass accountant that was like, yo, if you're about to get real rich and start fucking mad chicks, you're going to want to do this because some shit's going to hit the fan one day and you're going to thank me. And that day came.
Yeah,
Nobel. That dude should get the Nobel Award.
No, yo. Congratulations, my man. You did it. You did it. Represented for all of us out here that and you gave us all something to
Yup.
to consider and strive for.
Yeah. I'm going to call my mom tonight and get this shit worked out because you just never know.
Oh, bro, I don't know. Honestly, Johnny, you know my mom. I don't know if I could pull that off.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. She would just see money in her account, and she has that shit spent in her mind. She would have me just go straight bankrupt.
She'd take more than half your shit, and you'd be like, "Damn, I should have just
my
gave it
God.
to the bitch."
Yeah, she has nothing. She has no good financial literacy like that. So I'd still probably put shit in her name. She just still would not have
can't
access
know about it
to
or
it.
have access to it. Yeah,
No, yeah, she won't have any kind of access.
get
to
her
it.
social, just set all that shit up.
I already know her. I already know
That's
all
wild. I'd have mad credit cards right now, son.
Oh no!
Post it in the chat here real quick.
I got you, son. I got you.
I got you.
And if you can make it happen, just get me one. We good.
Word. Let's do this.
Dave is the right complexion. I think he could just walk into a bank with any set of numbers, and they go, "We trust
Yeah.
you. We believe you."
Got
I'd have to bring the
complexion for
mustache back.
connection.
Nice firm handshake, and then that's all over. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
How much we need, guys? How much we need?
That's what we need. I got you.
It's like your credentials are no good here.
Put that away.
Put that away.
Or the
ID.
Eddie Murphy.
Get
The
out
Eddie
of
Murphy.
here.
SNL when he goes
right.
to pay for the paper. He's like, "There's nobody around. Just take that shit, dog."
Or the high dude asking the police officer for directions.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm extremely high, but
I didn't know that was illegal.
I'm sorry, officer. I didn't know I couldn't do that. That's all right.
Get out of here, you scamp.
Get out of here.
scamp.
Oh man. All right.
Love it. That's all I
anything else?
got.
All right, cool. HOLLYWOO. All right. Time for some
love that little
Hollywood
intro clip.
updates.
I really do.
So,
It's the best.
we've all kind of been following the whole Jonathan Majors issue for the past, what has it been, like a month and a half or so? Whereas this just been ongoing. It kind of got quiet after the texts were released that didn't vindicate him as much as he thought it would. It kind of
There was some video out there that we haven't seen yet that also vindicated him, and we have not seen that, right? Not to my knowledge.
I've yet to see that. Now the big thing here now, or what's crazy, is he's been dropped by his manager, which is Entertainment 360, and also he was dropped by his publicist. So. Or I'm sorry, his PR, the PR company
team, yeah.
also dropped him. Yeah. It's publicist,
That's
not good.
not
So-
something positive.
No.
No, it does not. Because, I mean, we've all seen these shows about, like, the publicist PR firms. We've all seen Entourage. We've all seen what was the other one with
Ballers?
Showtime. Yeah, we've seen Ballers, a lot of that. But
Ray Donovan.
anyway,
Ray Donovan.
Ray Donovan, that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
about. We've all seen all of that, right? And they've seen the worst of the worst, and they're trained to handle the worst of the worst. Now, when they take a look at what you have right now, and they're thinking, how can we spin this? And they go, we're going to have to drop you. That doesn't look too good for you, dog. I thought that was interesting. Another interesting piece of information is that Marvel Studios have supposedly they have had 0 conversations about replacing Jonathan Majors in the MCU. So I'm thinking that it's a case of, hey, if you shut the fuck up and if you lay low for a while, we're not expecting you to show up on here for another X amount of time, right? Loki's going to show up. It's going to have Jonathan Majors in it, as we saw from the end credits and whatnot of Quantumania. But of course, that was filmed well before all of this, so we're not liable for that. And I think that they're honestly betting on the mixture of it being quiet and the premise of Loki and the excitement of it to just wash the shit and sweep it under the rug, and then after Loki, like, really shut the fuck up and stay quiet. And by the time we come back out, this is all behind us, and people aren't going to be talking about it as much.
Do we have a date yet on season 2 for Loki?
It's definitely this year.
Summer, fall, August.
That's
September.
what
I want to say fall.
I see summer, but I don't see an official date yet.
Nothing on IMDb either. Like for
I'm
episode
looking now.
1. Usually
I'm taking a look. You said it there. Oh, you already looked it up. There's nothing there. Yeah. So, there's no date right now because
Probably because of Jonathan Majors.
Because of Jonathan Majors. Yeah. That was a their whole. I'm gonna assume the fall.
Okay. So this article, I've never heard of this website, so take it with a grain of salt. Bamsmackpow.com.
Smack pow.
They're saying originally Loki season 2 was scheduled to release summer 2023. The official Disney Plus page for the show promoted the show as coming out during summer 2023, but it's been recently updated to note season 2 is coming soon.
Ooh.
Yep. Coming soon. Why? Because they are waiting for this Jonathan Majors shit to and honestly it falls into good timing for them, because this is something that that Disney and Marvel are doing anyway, right?
Yeah.
They're
pushing
everything back. They're kind of, downscaling everything. And this is the time that they can do that. And then they'll just say, "Oh, this is all because of our quantity over quality initiative that we are taking."
Sure.
But we all know, man, they're not trying to we said it from the beginning, dude. Trying to recast Kang now? Like if it was something like Ant-Man, like, if Paul Rudd pulled that shit, it's easier to recast somebody in the next movie whenever the fuck he pulls up. Okay, it's a different actor. Easier for that. The way that they have Kang right now, and it's like part of the multiverse, and you have to deal with different characters who are all variants of. Oh no, bro, this is the worst nightmare that Marvel could have asked for.
It's almost as bad as James Gunn tweets resurfacing.
Or as
Almost,
Ezra Miller.
except-
What about Ezra Miller in the DC? I feel like that's
It's
not as bad. I feel like Ezra's
similar.
obviously a little
Not-
bit worse, but it's still in that same vein where like that's a
very similar,
decent chunk of your universe there that's fucking up.
Yeah,
correct. But we're still getting the Flash.
Yeah, exactly.
That didn't stop anything.
Exactly.
James Gunn is now the head of DC. So if they stay quiet enough, I think honestly, like even though it was something like very big, it was very big for like 24 hours. And although some people were still talking about it, within that 24 hours, the things that they released sort of
leveled off,
vindicated him in people's mind. Even though we're getting more information that we're all looking at like, oh, it doesn't look so good for him. I think that that the information that came out within that time, where everyone was just so high to say, yo, oh my God, what's going to happen, to the very next day saying, oh, he's good. Like he's fine. Good. And now everybody's just like in limbo to where if he just lays low and, stays off the radar for a little while, I think when he pops back up, of course they'll have, his the people who will still be vocal in the comment section and everything, but everything else will just move forward. It's not going to be that big of a deal. We'll see, yeah. But that's what it seems like, because he has been, since this whole thing happened, you don't hear about him. I don't hear as many people talking shit about him. I don't hear anybody really like.
I don't hear him being talked about at all.
Pretty much, right? And that's all that really takes. Like, let's just have a little bit more time of him not being talked about at all. Yeah, so I think that's going to end up being just fine. Sucks, but like it is what it is, right? We're going to get some more awesome Kang content. But anyway, so we know The Last of Us Part 2, except for Johnny, because, he's a quitter and he quit the first game.
Right.
And he doesn't really know what's going to happen on the second game.
It's too hard. When stuff gets too
hard,
you just quit.
Yeah. The very first clicker. Very first clicker.
Oh my God.
Do it.
That tracks.
So there is a moment in The Last of Us Part 2 that is pretty brutal. And obviously, like it involves Joel and everything. They're saying that this may be cut from the game. Or from the series. So it may from the show. So the show may deviate a little bit from the game. And I'm gonna try to read these quotes here, but he stated the creator of the show the creator of the game was interviewed on Esquire and said that pretty much it's fairly obvious by now that I don't fear killing or harming the characters that people care about so much. But the important thing to note is that neither Neil, who is the co-creator and executive producer of the series, nor I feel constrained by the source material, which is showing that even though there are certain things that transpired in the game, they are pretty okay with just veering off on that. So we may get a different version for season 2 than we got.
Also, I feel like not constrained by the source material could also be like, hey, like we know what we have and we can fuck with this. Mm-hmm. So like that's also I feel like another interpretation. So we might not necessarily get off scot-free, but I mean, I hope that, and I trust them to make the changes necessary if they think that this is the route to go to make it a viewable show for a different medium. Then do that. That's that's what needs to be done. But at the same time, I feel like whatever they're gonna bring, I'm ready for it. We're here for it. I trust them at this point. Like we know that they can fuck. They've been fucking for that whole season, dog. So yeah, no, and I mean,
but to be fair,
yeah,
that season fucked because it was 90% the same as the game,
right?
Which was the best game of all time.
They knew how to work that material to still make it fuck for TV. It could go either way.
I just think that it could go either way, and I think I agree that they can play with it however they like, and I trust them on that. It's just
don't rob me of a red wedding just because you're afraid of losing the audience.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, it's not even that. I think that it's more so that the story arc, right? The thing that made season 1 work so well is you're right. 90% of it was from the source material and how we remembered it. However, the things that were changed were kind of background things where it added to the experience for those who played the game. Certain events in that second game, if changed, would change the entire story arc. You know what I mean?
So,
like
something in Game of Thrones season 2 that you would feel all the way to season 7 or season 8.
Right.
Like it's,
yeah. Like, can you imagine like, you reading a Song of Fire and Ice, right? And then the show comes out and they don't kill off Ned Stark just for as a frame of reference. Right. How different would that show be from there on because of that? You know what I mean?
That
like
starts
it's just
the struggle that kicks off.
Correct. So it's like it's a very fine line that you have to tread when it comes to that. And if they do something to that extent when it comes to the story, it's just going to change the entire trajectory of that show, and it may lose what we love so much about season 1. But who knows? We'll see. Yeah. So we talked about DC. We talked about James Gunn. And one of the questions that was in the air is, when are we going to get Peacemaker 2, season 2?
Yeah.
Right? Awesome.
That's a good question.
We loved the show. It was great.
Great show.
It took place prior to all of the changes and whatnot. It wasn't announced during, you know, what was to come, but we just assumed like doesn't have to be season 2, right? Should be done fairly soon. We should get a second season. So someone on Twitter asked a question, and the person asked, tag James Gunn, said, what about the second season of Peacemaker? Is it still even happening?
Mm-hmm.
James Gunn's response is yes, after Superman.
Oh. I gotta say, I love how transparent he is on Twitter, though. I've seen him, you know, correct some bullshit that people have tweeted and, you know, be like, yo, this is not right at all. So pretty much go fuck yourself. But like, I appreciate that. I think that's cool. So, but I mean, I like that he's being honest, but I mean, that blows for Peacemaker fans because we were all looking forward to that shit.
Superman isn't coming out till 2025.
Right.
That's why it blows.
So we're gonna get season 2 after 2020.
Is it gonna matter? What? How do you even continue 5 years? Like, yeah, that raises more questions. I feel like than anything. Like, dude, at that point, just move on. Like, don't even bother.
No, I read today that he finished the script and he is starting. Excuse me. He's starting
like pre-production,
the beginning stages of production. Yeah, pre-production, getting together. You know, all of the things that necessary to start the process of doing Superman. And of course, yeah, Superman is a release date of 2025. If he's starting that process now, hopefully it would be filmed within the next year. And then we can get Peacemaker. So instead of it being, but no, that's in line for after 2025, maybe simultaneously with Superman,
right?
Where we're not getting season 2 until then. I know that these things like they creep up, they come up faster than than we perceive them to come up, but. Like you said, man, like, is it like, will people give a fuck?
Right.
And I think the answer is, yeah. When season 2 comes up, we're still gonna fucking be like, yo, Peacemaker 2.
Sure.
But what the fuck, man? That's a long time to wait. It's like Invincible.
Gonna have
numbers
some
now.
explaining to do, timeline wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
We may get some.
Whatever the events of Superman are impacting Peacemaker now. That could be interesting.
Yeah, I mean that.
Well, they're saying that some of the characters may pop up in during the Waller, the series.
Oh, okay.
Following Waller and whatnot.
That would make sense.
We may, revise or revisit those characters, but who knows, man? I don't know what the plan is, man. In Gunn we trust. It just sucks that we're not seeing anything with Peacemaker for
right.
At least a couple of years. When it should be, every year we're getting another fucking season.
Ideally, yes.
Damn it.
Ideally. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, yeah. We have a new Blade casting. Mia Goth from from X and Pearl. She has been added to the cast of Blade.
I saw a tweet that somebody responded to that.
Fuck with her.
That post saying that she was cast, and they were like, she looks nothing like him, and that was the tweet, and it got like there was 50,000 likes on this tweet, bro. It was the wildest thing, and it was funny. Like I get it, but like
I mean,
it was stupid.
It's true.
It was so stupid. Like it wasn't cast as Blade, and.
Yeah.
I love it. That's the best answer.
It was funny.
And of course, not of course, but some reports suggest that Kit Harington's character, which we saw during the
Eternals,
the end credit scenes of Eternals, we saw the connection with Blade. Some reports state that his portion of that movie was scrubbed entirely. So
I did hear that.
More end credit scenes that just get that never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I did hear that.
Either that or
what's his character's name? Not Dark Knight.
Dane Whitman.
No, but the the name of the
it was like the Black Knight or something like that.
Something like, yeah, I think it's Black Knight or something. Yeah, I saw something where when they started to rewrite Blade, they said, yeah, the Black Knight's no longer a part of what's happening.
Yeah, yep. The Black Knight is the name.
Nice.
I just wanted to confirm. But I don't know. I hadn't seen Pearl or X. I've seen like little
they're on our
small like the trailers.
Movie club list. Those are
yes.
must watches.
So I'm just not familiar with the actress and her skills, although I keep hearing good shit.
I mean, she's fine. She's good.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's an undisclosed part in that movie. I'm still excited for Blade, man. I can't wait for that to
Hope they don't fuck that up.
for us to get that. I mean, that's at this point we're just hoping
It gets made, let alone them
yeah,
fucking it up. Just finish the goddamn movie. Let us see it, and we'll determine the rest.
Yeah.
word. And not only that, but MCU is people have their opinions. So so many people are shitting on the Marvels trailer.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think the hate, it looks like a fun movie. And the hate that that people are giving it is strictly, it's an all woman movie. That, you know what I mean? They hated on Miss Marvel. They've always hated on Captain Marvel. So it's not surprising to me.
No.
But it looks like a fun movie, honestly.
And it will be, I'm sure.
Sure. But like I said, I'm debating on, you know me. It's like, I got to watch the Marvel movies like ASAP. I'm debating on, is this a theater watch for me? Which chances are with me, I'm probably going to end up watching it in the theater.
At some point, I'm sure.
But still, it's like, this is where I'm actually asking, like, do I have to make it to the theater for this one? Johnny, I know he's making it to the theater. Miss Marvel was his number one.
Yeah, he fucked with it
his
harder
number
than I
one show.
expected.
For sure. He loved it.
I enjoyed it.
It wasn't bad, Beta.
It was.
I heard a lady call her daughter Beta in Walmart the other day, bro. Like, like
shit,
where
you
I
are
am.
now.
It's,
Yeah.
it's just so, Eastern Asians and Indian people, everywhere. So, and that was the very first one. And like, I was like taken aback. I was like, oh
Beta.
shit, damn, that was legit. That was my first real life Beta. That's a real thing. They didn't make that shit up. That was tight. It was dope.
Yeah, I saw something within that culture recently too, where they called their daughter Beta or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. It might have been in real life, and I was like, oh, now I know what that is. That's cool.
I'll allow it now.
You know what I mean?
I've heard it.
Yeah.
It's cool. Flies.
Oh, the trailer looked pretty interesting, though.
It did.
It did.
Looked even better than the show.
Yeah.
And I assume that the Monica Rambeau and Captain Marvel characters will have more of an impact than
For sure.
what Miss Marvel does. But yeah,
I honestly just, because we talked about it last week, but Johnny, you weren't here for that conversation. But I thought it didn't look bad. I thought the take that they had on it, because a lot of people are talking shit, like, because it's all female driven and girl power. That's how they all. That's how they
three
make it
women.
seem.
Like,
girl
what do you
power.
want them to do?
Yeah, exactly. But that's how they just that's really what's pissing people off, honestly. But I thought that the way that it was tackled seemed funny. It seemed fun. Like somehow their powers are interconnected, and they're just like switching places and just like swap, and they have to figure out like why this is happening.
Yeah.
And I thought it just seemed like a funny
like some Freaky Friday
whatever
shit.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Freaky Friday type thing. I don't know. I'm not hating it. I think it looks all right.
I mean, I wouldn't
right, so
compare
more
it to
DC.
Freaky Friday, but it's not exactly the epitome of film cinema there.
All right,
Correct,
Scorsese,
correct.
No, I
calm
feel
down
you.
with
I
your
feel you.
cinema.
All right, so for DC, James Mangold has been the topic of conversation for a lot of movies right now. We talked about him last week. He actually is confirmed that he is writing the DCU Swamp Thing movie.
Okay.
James Mangold is responsible for Logan. I like it. Also, the new Indiana Jones. He's directing that. Right. So he's penning this movie. So I think it's a from what I've seen of his work, it's a good pairing for Swamp Thing.
Word.
I really loved the fan casting of Vincent D'Onofrio for the role of Swamp Thing. Because
He dug it too.
You gotta
he got
take
a
people
kick out of it.
Absolutely. It has to be like this big, larger than life person that's going to, be that character.
The Mountain.
Oh yeah,
That too.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one.
I love that
I like
dude
that.
too. He's just a cool dude.
Yeah. I don't know what's to come from this, but I thought that was good news. I like his movies. I like the tone that he set for Logan for sure. If we get something like that, he's the perfect person to do this. So I thought that was good news for the DCU. All right, so our boy Bad Bunny. Remember, he was set to star in the Spider-Man, in a Spider-Man spinoff called El Muerto. And so in a new profile with Time Magazine, Bad Bunny had some updates for it, and pretty much stated that that as of right now, it was supposed to be production was supposed to have gone through, and the release date is like 8 months away from now. And no one has heard anything about this film. And he pretty much came out and said that this is the movie was at a standstill, and his publicist issued a correction stating it's in development. So
pre-production.
but he it's in development right now. But he let it know like it's at a standstill currently.
Yeah. So people are working on it, just not me, the star.
Correct. Yep. And I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So maybe they're waiting for him to to learn that English because it wasn't important to him before, but now it is.
Yeah, I think that's probably how many extra lessons of Inglés sin barreras have you done?
I don't know. He's dating.
Maybe Kendall
Kylie
Jenner is his
so-
English
Kendall,
his
yes.
English tutor.
Not
Right.
bad.
Kendall Bunny, as they call her on the gram.
Yeah.
for him.
So
Good for
there can't be too much of a communication gap there.
I mean, money
They
talks to
speak
money.
physically with their
They
bodies.
speak physically and financially.
Financially. But it's all in his mom's
Yeah.
name, so don't worry if some shit pops off. You're good.
Shit. He
I don't
better
think she's
be.
worried about his money. Yep.
You'd say that, but I'm pretty sure Kim is getting Kanye's bread, right? Like she didn't say, or Kanye's getting Kim bread. There's some financial
Some
shit
bread
happening
being
there.
changed in hands there.
Yeah, there's no like,
Oh, yeah.
this is a amicable settlement. We're just gonna walk our separate ways.
Bye.
Yeah, I remember. I remember too. Just like on child support, it was like
Yeah, she's getting child support from Kanye, right? Even though that
Yeah, it
dude
was
is
like
worth way less than her now.
it was like $600K a month or some shit like that.
Shit. Yeah,
Damn.
they don't give a fuck. Kris Jenner's not gonna let them walk away scot-free.
Yeah. Well, Bad Bunny don't marry that chick.
Hell no.
He's having some fun right now. He's just having fun.
Kudos
He's
to
gonna
him.
let that go.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yep. So, all right. So, Let's see. What else do I have here? So I believe that Amazon actually most recently, they took over MGM. And one of the first things that they are working on at the moment is they are looking to bring a few things from MGM back to the spotlight. Currently, the three major properties that they are focusing on making both movie and TV shows to run together are RoboCop, which is OG classic. The remake, probably not so much, but now they're looking to turn that into a movie and TV series franchise, along with Stargate and Legally Blonde. I know. These are some interesting properties that they're looking to make back to be movie and TV series. These are the ones that are just for both, right? The properties that are being developed strictly as TV series for Amazon is Barbershop, Fame, and The Magnificent Seven. So they're looking to bring those back. Nothing that really.
Is that the movie with Chris Pratt and fucking Denzel?
I don't think so.
On Netflix? What was
that the
some Western
Magnificent Seven?
movie? I
thought
feel
they
like
had
it
a different
was.
Seven.
I feel like that was.
Well, yeah, I thought they did a Magnificent Seven with Adam Sandler.
Was he in that too?
Let me see. The Magnificent. Well, the original Magnificent Seven is from the 70s. It's that's the original property, and it's a Western.
There was no remake of that yet.
Not that I remember something along the lines of that name, but I can't remember exactly what it is, and it's not coming up. So, but I'm assuming that the one that's in question is this one from 1970.
I'm gonna find it.
Magnificent Seven, Chris Pratt, Denzel.
Okay.
2016.
Oh, so
yes,
it was?
That was the terrible movie that was remade. Yeah.
That wasn't so great.
Now it comes up. Yeah. Yep. Chris Pratt. So that looks horrible. I've never seen that.
Don't.
Yeah. No, I don't plan on it.
That hurts to say. I love me some
2016. But either way, it's just another. It's a Western from back in the day.
I was thinking of the Quentin Tarantino one. Which one is the one he did?
The Hateful Eight.
Hateful
Eight. Yeah. I was thinking Adam Sandler.
I don't know why.
Because he did a spoof on that. No, because he did a.
He did a spoof?
He did something similar. Yeah, it was a straight to Netflix movie that had something similar type of name, and I wanted to say, and I'm gonna find it now because now I feel like.
Now we all think you're crazy, and you got to prove that you're not.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, that's fine. That's okay. The Ridiculous Six.
The Ridiculous Six. You're not crazy, dog. You're right. You're right. Okay.
No. Ridiculous Six, The Magnificent Seven, and The Hateful Eight.
We need a 9.
All
we need
right
a
there.
9-1 or a 5-1.
Yep. But okay. So, and also the ones that they are currently discussing to bring back as movies and possible animated series are the Pink Panther and the Thomas Crown Affair. And they are also the ones revitalizing or bringing back Poltergeist. Remember we talked about that.
80-year-old people running this bullshit? Who gives a fuck about these old-ass properties?
That MGM didn't really have shit.
Nothing. They got nothing.
Word.
This is what they got to rehash, bro. It's downhill. This isn't good.
That's the only thing that I'm even interested in from all of this is RoboCop could be good.
As long as it's not Joel Kinnaman again. I didn't think he was a very good RoboCop.
Yeah. The reboot wasn't great, but it has. I mean, it could be dope. It could be dope. Good that's premise. The only one out of this. And I'm not saying that it will be. I'm not saying I'm looking forward to it.
But it's got
but off of this whole list. Exactly.
I mean, what could they do that they didn't do? What could they do better? Because RoboCop,
special effects,
if you go back to the original wasn't a great movie. It was fun.
The first one was. The first one was. I feel like the first one was a good movie, and then they got wilder and weirder after those.
Definitely got wilder and weirder.
Kurtwood Smith in the first one.
But even that first one, like, it was good because it was this new idea of this futuristic Detroit, and that's a franchise that would have been good if it just fucking stopped after that first movie. I don't know. That was one of our questions last week. Some franchises that went too crazy. So I feel like, that's I fucked with that first one. I thought that was a legit movie. I wonder what it is on like Rotten Tomatoes or Metacritic, if it got any critical praise. But I feel like they got weirder and wilder after that for sure. It's just when they did the reboot, like, they tried to be more serious about it, and granted, Joel Kinnaman was the main actor, so that didn't help.
Right.
But I'm just thinking, like, story wise, what could they do? And the graphics were, I thought, pretty great on that one.
Yeah.
So what could they do that would make it like not suck? I don't know.
Bring back Kurtwood Smith.
I don't know.
That's all I can think of. That's all I got, dog. That's it.
I couldn't even remember that Gary Oldman and Samuel L. Jackson were in that remake.
Totally
And
forgot.
it got a 91% on Tomatoes, 84% audience.
The first RoboCop?
The first, 87.
Yeah, the original.
Okay. See? I told you.
Whereas the remake was 49
That
from reviews.
91%,
and
only
49
80 reviews,
from
though.
audience.
Not a lot of critics in the 80s.
Agreed.
I don't know. I'm making shit up at this point. I'm glad that it actually had some decent reviews because I was just talking it up.
Oh, man. What did RoboCop 2 have? I forgot that there was
terrible.
sequels to that shit.
Yeah, no, they all
1990.
were bad. Bad.
RoboCop 2, 28% from reviewers and 36% from audience.
Even the audience was like,
I can't even remember the premise of the second one.
Bad.
Yep.
Anyway, that's the only one that they could possibly make. That shows any kind of promise. Like I said, it's not like something that I'm looking forward to. However, they could possibly spin it a little bit where it could be dope. I don't really remember the remake, but who knows? Good news for us though, because we are fans of the Mortal Kombat remake.
Yes.
That has finished, filming will begin shortly. So
was it June? I thought I
soon.
read June was when it was going to go into an actual
yes,
production.
June 2023 is when they will begin filming, and then it's said to last until September.
Fuck yeah. Damn, it's a pretty quick shoot.
Yeah, and they're going to be filming in Australia where they filmed the original. The rumors right now are that Shao Kahn and Baraka are the villains of this sequel.
Ooh, Baraka. Oh, it's going to be tight. I mean, not like real tight, but like nostalgic tight, where it fucks still, but it's not going to be like the dopest movie we've ever seen or anything like that. But we're still going to be like, oh shit, yeah, that fucked.
Hopefully,
as long as it fucks as good as the first one.
Yeah, it'll fuck as good, if not better than the first one. I'm
hoping better. I'm hoping a little bit better. I'm hoping that the only complaints, and that's not saying that the first one was bad at all. We enjoyed it. Everybody, it was one of those pleasant surprises. But if they just tighten up a couple little things, the sequel could be very promising to
just let us see that tournament
a little bit better.
We want to see the fucking tournament this time. That's all we want. Just please don't dangle that carrot in front of us anymore.
No.
Give us what we want.
That was the worst part of it.
That was the only thing that I had that I was pissed about after that movie ended. It was like, damn, bro, they didn't even get to the fucking tournament.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Same thing they did with fucking Power Rangers. And now we're never gonna get that because they're not
That reboot,
deaded
that Power Rangers
sequel.
reboot just dropped
Yeah.
on Netflix with the OG cast there, or at least everybody that wanted to reprise their role from the OG cast. And I was gonna watch it, and then I saw a clip that got released, and I was like, it was the Black Ranger fucking up these Putty Patrol doing like breakdancing fighting, and I was like, nope, I'm out. I'm not fucking with this. This is not.
You did much more than I did.
I just saw the
was not gonna
trailer
give that
and I had to stop it halfway through, and I was like, "This is literally a hour and a half,
children's show.
2 hour
This is
long
a children's
episode
movie.
of the
Yeah.
'90s TV
Yes.
show." Like
Exactly.
fuck that.
And I
Fuck
knew that exactly what it was gonna be, and I'm good on that.
I don't know. Maybe I'll get real high on some edibles or some mushrooms, and we'll give it a go.
Yeah. The Pink Ranger, because she didn't come back.
Yeah,
And,
people gave her shit on Twitter.
obviously, people were giving her shit, and her response was, yeah, maybe I just don't want to be fucking almost 50 years old wearing fucking spandex. Like, it could
so she
just
don't
be
got
that
it?
simple. Huh?
So she don't got it no more.
Yeah. She had a couple
who
kids.
knows?
She's been going to Old Country Buffet every weekend with her redneck husband. It happens.
Shit. I don't know.
got
The
a
fucking
redneck
Red
husband.
Ranger, the OG Red Ranger should have took that advice.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's a little more
Agreed.
hefty. We get old. That's what happens. Our faces get that Steven
Sure.
Seagal thing going on where they all just get bigger as we age. It's so shitty.
Yeah. Oh, nobody can be as amazing as Steven Seagal.
Oh, no, his head's bigger than all of ours combined.
Bro, those videos I keep sending you though, those are so fucking
those movies,
great,
dude,
yeah.
are so bad.
Yeah,
so
it's a page on TikTok where all they really do is talk about how shitty these Steven Seagal movies are and why they
Thank
suck.
God you don't send
It's
me
almost
that.
like honest trailers.
Yeah, just for Steven
but
Seagal
it's
movies,
just-
though.
just
Like,
for Steven
ripping his shit
Seagal
up. It's so
movies.
great.
That's great.
It's like, and it makes no fucking
You never
sense
send
why
those to
he
Johnny?
did
You should
this.
send him some of those.
I never know. I should send them to the
Yeah.
IGs or to the to our group
Yeah.
chat. But you're the only person who
Johnny
who
would
looks
appreciate
at the
those.
fucking yeah. I'll do that. I'll send it to the. But it's great. Anyway, that's all I have for Hollywood. Do any are any of y'all fucking with anything new?
Fucking with that new season of Barry that just dropped.
Yes,
It
sir.
was just first two eps. I think HBO dropped
I'm
on
all caught up.
Sunday. It's nice to have a Sunday show to watch. The episodes were dope. Looking to see how this shit
Dave
gets
too.
wrapped up.
Dave too. I'm all caught up on Dave.
Dave
also.
as well. And this new season, man, it's got first
been
season
great, bro.
vibes on it, bro. Like that's not weird like the second season. Like, people were bugging. Like so far it has been, I feel like vintage Dave, dude. It's been really, really good to see.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I need to catch up on Snowfall because yes, Dave, we talked about it.
It is the last shit, isn't it?
It is the last season. It's the last season, so I need to get caught up and watch that.
Snowfall.
Oh man! So if y'all,
I ain't been watching shit,
Johnny?
so
yeah, you've been busy doing much greater things than watching.
I barely
TV,
caught up on the shit that I watch.
Right? The shit that you want to watch.
Facts.
Right.
You just hit me up You just hit us this morning like
Mando.
Mando.
I was like, bitch, the
It's
new
like,
Mando's
oh,
on
shit.
tomorrow, motherfucker. You
I know
behind
that was
like a
kind of the exciting thing was watching Mando last night and knowing
Right.
that the next episode was only a couple days away, and it's the season finale, right?
It is the season finale.
Yes. Last week's episode was
It
good.
was very good,
Very good.
very
Yeah.
good. It even opened like amazing. I was like, oh, shit, it's going down.
You can
Although
tell.
I'm a little. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, but I'm a little like, so they're really just trying to bridge the gap between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens and trying to explain how the fuck Palpatine came back in the cloning system. I'll give it to them.
Yeah.
I'll let them do it.
I'll give him
Just
a pass. Don't fuck
Just
it
don't
up.
fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
So far,
Yeah, and from
so good.
from my understanding, they're saying that this last episode is and for those of you who are listening will have already seen this episode, so So don't be surprised if I'm
If
wrong.
we're
on this,
wrong.
but they're saying that this episode is going to be like a tough one for folks. I guess something's gonna happen in there where people are gonna possibly be upset.
You know, I was thinking if these things lead into Force Awakens and we see none of these characters in the last trilogy, something bad is going to happen. Either by the end of these seasons or in that wrap-up movie that they're talking about. We'll have, you know, Mando, Boba, and Ahsoka, and Grogu. Like, there's something has to happen. Like,
a red
why
wedding.
would
They get red
Mandalorian
wedding.
not be a part of any of the Force Awakens?
Yeah,
like
he's
Din
so
Djarin. Why is he not a part of any of that? He's probably not going to make it. But he has. I'm not saying he's not going to make it in tomorrow's episode, or yesterday's episode.
Movie?
But in that movie, probably not. I'm thinking he won't survive.
Ended on
but
a sad note.
I'm here for it. I mean, that's what happens when you watch like in betweeny shit.
Yeah. We got to put the pieces together.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see with how it ends tomorrow, and then
You heard it,
kind
folks.
of,
Mando's a
revisit
goner. Johnny said it.
Calling it now.
Calling it now.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Anything else? Anything else you want to add to this stellar conversation?
No, sir.
Nah, baby, we good.
Nice,
All right.
long, icy episode. Now that I'm here,
There we
yapping
go.
my
Oh
mouth away.
yeah, yep. 3 hours plus, baby. Guys, you know what that means. That means that if you've made it this far, you fuck with us, so we fuck with you. Remember, if you're watching us on YouTube, remember to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you liked about the episode, what you didn't like about the episode. Either way, your comments matter to us, and we appreciate you. If you're listening to the episode on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever it is that they allow you to give us a rating or a review, please do so, because we love to hear from you either way. And if you want to cop some merch, you know, stay drippy with Drippy, something like what I'm wearing today, go to insensitivemerch.com and cop you some gear. Otherwise, thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll catch you next week. Peace.